began falling overnight, making it a slippery drive. In the end, it may even be too much for the flowers.
Good morning once again. I'm Walter Perez along with David Henry this morning. Jessica is off.
We have team coverage of this nor'easter. Nora Mushanik is down the shore. Plus, we have the AccuWeather team of Erica Groh and Karen Rogers. Let's get straight to Erica for the latest. Good morning, Erica.
Good morning, David and Walter. We are looking at heavy rain right now still impacting us on City Avenue, and that has been falling for about 2 hours now. So no clear end in sight either, because moderate to heavy rain continues to move up from the south and southwest. Let's take a look at those current numbers that we have right now. At the airport, heavy rain, fog, and mist as well, so visibility is reduced 43 degrees. Now, we do have flood warnings in effect for Bucks, Lehigh, Montgomery, Berks, Chester, Delaware, Philadelphia, Mercer, Newcastle, and Kent counties. Woo! That's a lot of places that are being impacted by this flooding already. And basically, these flood warnings are in effect because this
Jax is a firefighter by day, but by night he is a rap artist. He is known as Akbar, and police want him fired because one of his songs has lyrics about a cop killing. Let's get some more on this controversy right now from James Peterson, professor at Pennsylvania State University, also founder of hiphopscholar.org. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Now, I first want to say that we invited Akbar to come on and speak with us, and so far he's still considering to do so. Don't know if he will, but James, I want to get a sense from you of the reaction there in Philadelphia to this firefighter rapper and this controversial song.
Well, sure. I mean, I think people need to understand that we have a very sort of troubled history here in Philadelphia in the relationship between the police forces and the community. I mean, we could go down on a number of different examples, but obviously this case with Akbar fits right into that history in some unfortunate ways. There probably should be a zero tolerance at this point for any kind of negative public statements about the police and vice versa. But if you look at that history, the MOVE bombing, the case with Mumia Abu Jamal, which essentially Philadelphia, we're still trying to heal from that case on both sides. So this particular controversy comes at an unfortunate time, a time where Philadelphia still needs to heal its relationship with between the community and the police force.
Yeah, it sounds like it's kind of piling on right now.
It is.
Before this controversy erupted, one of Akbar's songs was actually used by the fire department in a promotion. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, the Take It Outside video and song was essentially a fire department PSA, and it's extraordinary. To me, this is where hip-hop culture and rap music is at its best, when we use it as educational and public service tools. And so, yeah, so if you go to YouTube or check out the video, you can see how informative Akbar and how helpful Akbar has been. So there is really another side to this story as well.
Yeah, but we're going to get back to the side that's controversial, because this is the current song by Akbar that's drawn fire for these lyrics. I'm going to read them and just say right up, I am uncomfortable doing so to a point, but it says, I got a surprise for them cops. I hope the news is taping this, because I'm going to turn pigs into bacon bits.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty harsh.
It's pretty harsh, but I'm not aware of the timeline of this. I think people need to understand that before Akbar was a firefighter, he was a legitimate rapper. He did some work with Rough Riders. He was with a very popular rapper out of Philadelphia named Cassidy. And so I'm not sure exactly when that song was recorded. We probably need to do a little bit more investigation to make sure that that's not from a different sort of period. Now, obviously now he's a civil servant.
Right.
And as a civil servant, you represent the city of Philadelphia, whether you're a rapper or not, and obviously we can't tolerate our civil servants coming at each other in that way.
Okay, now the timing of this is most interesting to discuss, because he is a police officer, a firefighter, but you have police officers now saying he's out of there. That's what they want. How about the situation with Don Imus? You know that's been all over the news this past week. Do you think that has anything to do with this controversial song drawing so much attention right now?
I do think it does. I think, unfortunately, the situation with Don Imus has created a kind of an eye for an eye kind of climate around the public sphere with respect to hip-hop culture. And so this unfortunately fits into that, and hopefully Mr. Akbar can understand his position here as being caught up in this kind of storm. Not to exonerate him for his lyrics, but just understand that the public sphere right now has a very, very low tolerance for negativity in rap lyrics, particularly of this sort.
Right. So do you think, if you compare the Don Imus situation with this one, do you think Rodney Jax, Akbar, whatever you want to call him, you think he's going to be fired?
I think he may be fired, but I believe this kind of eye for an eye sentiment means we're all going to end up blind. I mean, we can't really sort of recoup. If anyone who wants to support Don Imus, you can't recuperate Don Imus's career by trying to fire this particular firefighter. I mean, we have to keep the issues separate. And again, we have to do our due diligence with researching the histories here and make sure we understand the timeline. I mean, if this guy recorded this before he was a civil servant, there should be some judicial consideration for those facts.
I know you weren't brought on to talk about this, but I'm just curious, your opinion on the Don Imus situation. Did he deserve to be fired, in your opinion?
In my opinion, he did deserve to be fired. I think anyone in that situation who had made such an egregious error would have been under consideration for firing anyway. However, I think we have to remember that it was the sponsors who really led the charge. Although there were different organizations and individuals who got involved, once the sponsors pull out, from a business perspective, it becomes very, very difficult for him to maintain his position there.
You make a very good point there, James Peterson. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
The very latest now on the storm that is clobbering the East Coast. Flood watches are posted from southern New Jersey to the coast of Maine, and at this hour, coastal residents are preparing for what could be historic flooding. Josh Einiger from NBC station WNBC is in Bayville on Long Island, New York. Josh, should I say your last name correctly, first of all?
You did, Alex.
Oh, thank goodness. All right, I'm glad to know that. You look like you're